Good morning, I'm Ben O'Hara-Byrne with your Morning Check, brought to you by Bath Fitter on Vancouver Island. Here's what you need to know to get started on this Wednesday, October the 2nd. This is going to be a day of little to no campaigning for most of the federal party leaders. Instead, they are preparing for tonight's French language debate hosted by Quebec's TVA network. It comes as a new Léger poll shows the Liberals and Conservatives are still locked in a tie halfway through the campaign, each with about 34% support. The NDP and the Greens are still battling for third place. Green Party leader Elizabeth May wasn't invited to tonight's debate and said she will take part in an all-candidates event here in her Saanich Gulf Islands ride. BC's Health Minister Adrian Dix says the province will be taking steps to address teen vaping. He says a plan will be released in the coming weeks to deal with regulatory change. Health Canada has issued a warning to people who vape to monitor themselves for symptoms of pulmonary illness following the first such confirmed cases in this country related to vaping products. Well, the Sergeant-at-Arms at the BC Legislature has announced his retirement after he was placed on administrative leave last year when questions arose about his spending. Gary Lenz was embroiled in a scandal that shook the legislature and saw former clerk Craig James retire in May, though both men have denied any wrongdoing. Lenz's retirement was effective yesterday.
We've lost him, so we forgave him a long time ago because we weren't mad at him.
A Salt Spring Island man accused of killing his mother has been found not criminally responsible for her death due to a mental disorder. Martin Vanderberg made an appearance in BC Supreme Court yesterday. He was charged with second-degree murder in the death of Heather Jones in December 2017. He now faces a provincial review board for assessment. A Saanich man has been once again denied parole after being convicted in a murder-for-hire case nearly 30 years ago. A Mount Douglas secondary student at the time, Derek Lord, was one of 3 teens found guilty of murder in the deaths of Sharon Hunneman and Doris Leatherbarrow in 1992. Lord is now 46 and serving life in prison for the crimes. Some dramatic video from Campbell River as police take down a man in his 20s who crashed a stolen car into a building. This happened Sunday. Police say the driver ran a traffic stop, hit a police car, and then continued to flee before this happened. Colin Darcy Thompson faces a long list of charges. A public hearing into a proposed expansion of a racetrack in North Cowichan proved so popular last night, it will continue on Thursday. Council moved the $36 million expansion project to a public hearing back in August. There have been noise complaints from neighbors about Vancouver Island Motorsports Circuit since it opened back in 2016. Well, drivers in Greater Victoria will notice a significant jump in the price of the pumps around the capital region this morning. Many stations are now charging $1.53 a litre, up more than 10 cents, according to GasBuddy.com. Analysts had predicted an increase following a drone attack on major oil facilities in Saudi Arabia last month. In sports, Danube Bay's Mike Mason will compete in a high jump world final for the first time at his 4th track and field world championships. He qualified for Friday's final on Tuesday. At the Rugby World Cup overnight, Canada faced tournament favorites New Zealand. The All Blacks were 64-point favorites heading in and jumped out to a 28-0 lead by halftime. More misery for Team Canada in the second half. Final score, 63-0 New Zealand. South Africa is up next for the Canadians next Tuesday. And if you're feeling nostalgic for the 1990s this morning, this one is for you. Will Smith is headed back to his Fresh Prince roots with the threads to match. His new clothing and accessory line is called Bel Air Athletics, inspired by his hit 90s sitcom, of course, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Everything from t-shirts to socks and, yes, even tracksuits. Well, you might want something a little warmer as you head out the door this morning. The forecast calling for mainly cloudy skies on the South Island, cloudy today on the Mid-Island, periods of rain on the West Coast, and rain today on the North Island, and there are your Wednesday highs. We always love to know where you're watching from. Don't forget to like and share the CHEK Facebook page. That's been your Morning Check, brought to you by Bath Fitter for this Wednesday. I'm Ben O'Hara-Byrne.